Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is evenleasesc, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less ship review, right behind me, the AEGIS ECLIPSE. Let's go ahead and take a look. Welcome back to another review. Today, the AEGIS ECLIPSE. This is the stealth bomber from AEGIS. Now, this thing is fantastic. It's able to stay very stealthy while doing its primary role, which is hurling torpedoes and causing mass damage. Talking about that, this ship here costs $300 if you were to buy it on the Pledge store, or $7,938,000 aUEC if you were to buy it in game. So its price point definitely ain't bad for the damage it can output if you hit your targets, and you're not stuck with only torpedoes. You do have pilot-controlled weapons giving you a total of 506 damage per second. It does have two size 2 CF227 Badgers, one under each wing. And then those torpedoes I was talking about is the size 9 Argos 9 torpedoes that come stock on here. Now, there is 3 of them, and you can swap them to other size 9 style torpedoes, but it is just quite amazing how much damage those things output. Overall, you could do over 1 million in damage if you were to hit your targets with each torpedo, so that is definitely something to consider. Now, another thing about this ship is it stays very stealthy because its EM rating is under 5,000. It is 4,510. Now, this is using update 3.24.1, so obviously here really soon we're going to get a big change in ships over the next patch, 2 patches, 3 patches with 0.2, 4.0, and so forth and so forth. I'm going to be re-reviewing all these ships if they have dramatic changes. Obviously, if there isn't a dramatic change, I'll probably compile a video that kind of just goes over the very minor changes, but all in one, instead of, having, 500 different reviews. If all they did was change, the SCM speed went from 210 to 220. That doesn't require a whole nother video, but I would like to keep you guys updated. Now, this ship does have 2 size 1 shield generators, giving you a total of 3,000 bubble shield. In 3.22, that was 3,300, so it went down a little bit. It's not terrible. It's about your average shield for this size of ship, but I would say for the price point, it kind of sucks that you're sitting at only 3,000 shield, but obviously price doesn't dictate the size of your shield generator. So just the style of ship, really, you have to have a very small shield generator, because if you want to remain stealthy, you don't want to have too much power being used and creating that signature to, be much higher. So considering that, it's not bad, not terrible. You're not supposed to really be shot at anyways. You're supposed to stay under the cover of darkness in the space background. Now, this ship did get a massive boost in health points from 3.22 to 3.23. It is now sitting at 27,044 ship HP. Instead of prior, it was 15,000 less than that, around 13,000, and that was pretty nasty. So that huge boost in health really makes up for the 300 loss in shield. So that's fantastic that the ship HP is now so high, allowing you to actually take a hit if you do get detected, and then you can get out of there. Your top speed is 220 SCM with a 500 forward boost and a 210 backwards boost. Now, you also have a nav speed of 1,175, which that actually went up as well. Prior, the SCM of this ship at the highest was 981, so definitely an increase in speed there. I really do appreciate that. So while you're out there being very stealthy, moving pretty quick, and having a very low profile if you're to keep dead on with the target, you also have 1,167 quantum fuel, which that didn't get changed at all. It didn't go up, didn't go down, so I'm happy they didn't, remove any, and I'm kind of sad they didn't add any. But, with that size fuel tank, that's not too big of a deal. You probably won't have to refuel too often, but you're going to have to rearm pretty often anyways with the 3 torpedoes that once you let go, the cost of aUEC is going to be very surprising. But you'll have to rearm, so you might as well refuel. And that's just the life of a stealth bomber with limited armament. Be very wary. These torpedoes are huge and they're slow. So attacking small targets isn't advisable, but you can definitely do so. If you catch someone off guard, or if their ship's parked and they're out, they're in a bunker or something, you can definitely wipe out their ship with only one torpedo, which is pretty cool. This ship is a fantastic bounty hunting ship, depending on that target you're chasing. But if you're facing somebody that's got an agile ship and they see you coming, you're not going to be enjoying the experience for too long, even with that updated health pool. So keep that in mind. Now, outside of that, this thing does have an internal inventory of 0.65 SCU, so not too much, but it's at least there, allowing you to store some stuff. If you just press and hold F on the pilot seat door, it'll allow you to enter the storage there. There is no gold standard or components pass with this ship as of yet, so another ship in the backlog of ships that need that. Hopefully with 4.0, we'll see a lot of these ships get those needed and intended passes. From what I understand, that does seem to be the case, but we'll see. That's a lot on their plate right now when it comes to all the updates coming with 0.2 and 4.0. Now, this ship's maneuverability is pretty bad because of its, more fragile airframe. It's meant to be a stealth bomber and kind of stay on a straight path to its target, just like your B-2 bomber of today. It's just not meant to maneuver like a fighter, so don't expect it to. Otherwise, let's go ahead and hop into the pilot seat and see if we can take out a target or two. Now, as you can see, there was only 2 bounty targets, and it took me all 3 torpedoes just to take out one of them, just because every time it locked, it lost its lock. I fired. It's kind of probably my mistake, but I did take out the small target with the torpedo once I got a good lock and it, got sent out there, because they didn't even know I was there. The AI was just kind of scrambling a little bit like, what's going on? And they didn't really try to avoid the torpedo too well and was destroyed. Now, if you think about it, with much bigger targets, AI or player, it'll be very easy to wipe out those targets if you pick the right torpedo for the job, depending on the situation. So, I mean, honestly, this ship is still just as good as it was before. It's actually a little bit better now with that higher health pool and the EM rating being so low as it is. I mean, it's just a fantastic stealth bomber, and it really adds to the game since you already have the Retaliator, which is a bomber with torpedoes, and it carries a lot more torpedoes, but it's more of a flying fortress style bomber instead of like a, B-2 style bomber where you're stealthy and not gaining any attention to yourself. With that, this thing being a single-seater, it's just quite an amazing ship. It is an 8 out of 10 from me. There is only a couple lost points, and that's just with its maneuverability and its, gold standard and components pass, which if you were to eliminate the gold standard components pass, this thing's a 9 out of 10 all day long. I really do like this ship. It is just fantastic. It has a great-looking interior, an amazing-looking exterior. Let me know what you think of the Aegis Eclipse down in the comments below. Do you have one? Do you like this ship? I just think it's fantastic. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.